Welcome to another installment of the Frugal Gardener's Seed to Harvest vlog. Today is another great day. I've made a lot of progress and I'm going to get to it right now. Try not to hold you guys too long. I'm going to start with this area here because this is the most concentrated area in my entire garden. This is not a frost cloth. This is netting. The reason why this netting is out is I actually had it all the way over here, but the real purpose of this, I'm going to take it off to show you guys, is this. My onions and my carrots, there are a lot of gaps in there, and I think it was because it got colder than I expected one night and I lost some of them. So when that happens, I sometimes replant. If you start early enough, you can replant. So that's what I did. And when you do that, you run the risk of the birds eating your seed. So this comes in handy. Not only that, the good news, well, more good news, is I finally planted my cucumbers. I say finally because it's still, even though it's still early, I've been wanting to get this done for a long time. This is the row where the cucumber seeds go, right in here every year. It works out really well. I added a few extra this year. This area here, if you look real close, you can see the seedlings from the purple cabbage that I planted all in here, and those are doing well. We had rain off and on from about 7 o'clock yesterday evening until about 1 in the morning, which was great. Now, the reason why I say this area is concentrated is because I also planted a row of carrot seeds here. So we have carrot seeds here, we have cabbage here, and we have the we have the cucumbers back over in here. Now, this side here, I need to add a little bit more soil. But if you recall, this is where I planted the broccoli. So everything is going according to schedule. Everything is looking good. Over this way, it's pretty much status quo. This is what I showed you guys the last time. But wow, look at how much progress we've made. Look at how tall these tomato plants have gotten. And also the beans in the back here. Now, I did run into a small problem. These, I believe, are the purple potatoes. And what's happened is these potatoes were shading over and covering this area, which was not good. So I had to turn this pot to the right. Now the problem is it's covering up my elephant garlic in the back. I'd rather for it to cover the elephant garlic in the back because frankly I could harvest that now if I wanted to, but this is just getting started, so I don't want anything obstructing these plants from reaching the sun. This is a classic example of what I want to do. These are the lima beans and the peas in the back, all across here, coming up nicely. And these are the potatoes. Exactly what I want. Same thing is going to happen here. This is just going to be lima beans. So, before I go any further, I forgot to mention to you guys at the end of this video, I want to show you something that I've never shown you before. So, stick around and you'll see what that is. Okay, moving right along. Let's go over to this area and you'll see something quite different. This was the area that I had that was nothing but weeds. If you recall, 5 weeks ago, I covered this with dark plastic, actually with trash bags, and supposed to cover it for 6 weeks. I covered it for 5, came out great. Took it off yesterday, but I'm noticing a problem. Something has been digging around in here, and I don't like it, because I'm about to prepare this for planting for my potatoes, and whatever this was, it looks like it's bigger than a squirrel, so I'm going to have to address that. At any rate, what I've decided to do was reverse my last 2 projects. Instead of doing the pots first, the containers first, since this is ready a week early, this is going to be my next project. I'm going to plant all sorts of potatoes in here. I'm going to plant the purple potatoes. I'm going to plant the Yukon Gold potatoes, the yellows, everything but sweet potatoes is going in here. So, something else that I showed you last week, so I'm going to be brief on this also. These are my beans. All the beans went in last week, and that's all good to go, but something new since I last spoke to you guys is over here. This is the area that I told you that's going to have the herbs and such. So I finally got that done. I'm in the process of labeling these. You can see I didn't label this one yet, but this is chamomile, rosemary, lavender, lemon balm, it's echinacea, and sage are the 2 that I still have to label. So this was a big relief because you have to do one part at a time. Now, I did not amend the soil because this soil was pretty good from last year. And also, I can amend it if needed. Obviously, I'm trying to save time, I'm trying to save money. So this looks good the way it is. That's different than from before. This is out of the way. That's out of the way. This whole area is almost complete because I also showed you the beans. This is kind of an update shot of all the beans. I'm sorry, these are peas rather. The peas that I'm growing. They're all coming up pretty good, especially over here. So I'm real happy with these. There's a couple more here. And you know about the strawberries from last year. I'm not sure if it's last year or year before last. This is all going well. Now, the only thing left to do in this area are these 4 bins. These bins are the bins that I'm going to put in my peanuts, and I always forget the name of the other plant that I'm going to put in here, but this thing is going to be pretty tall. It's going to grow probably about 6 feet tall. It's sorghum. There you go. So once I work these, this is going to be interesting because I'm going to pull this out and I'm going to work this soil. I will amend this soil. Once the soil is amended, I'm going to put this back, this straw type material, and I'm going to have to go to the plant store, and I'm going to probably need about 3 bags of soil, maybe 4, to top this off, and then I'll be ready to plant. And just like the other side, it will be completed. So 3 of my 4 major areas will be done. That's this area here, the raised garden / mini greenhouse that I showed you a few minutes ago, and this rustic garden here, which is going to have the potatoes in it. So those 3 will be completed probably before my next video. And you're probably wondering what the last is. Well, the last are my pots. I can't forget about my pots. There's so many. I doubt if anybody's going to be able to forget those. So, as promised, I told you guys that there was one more thing that I wanted to show you. And I'm guessing it's something that you haven't seen before. I don't know. These are yams. Not just any ordinary yams. These are purple yams. You can see right here where they're starting to sprout. I picked these up from the Chinese store the other day, and I'm really looking forward to planting these. Yams, the exterior is a little bit tougher, and than sweet potatoes, and the sweet potatoes are a little bit creamier, and there's a couple of differences. They aren't really huge differences, but I'm excited to grow these because I've never grown yams before, and because of the fact that they're purple. So this is going to be a treat for me. Hopefully you can locate a few of these and plant them yourself, and we'll see together what happens. At any rate, that's where we are for today. Lots of progress in the garden, lots of things getting done. Here is a shot, a first look at the purple potatoes that are coming up. And this is pretty much it for today. We have made a lot of progress. There's still some things to do. I'm going to cover this back up, and I will catch you guys on the next video. Please subscribe, post your questions and comments below. Remember what I always tell you: when you grow your own food, you'll always know where it comes from. Thanks for spending part of your day with me, and I'll catch you guys the next time. See ya.